Hello there.
What if Mace Windu taught Anakin Skywalker? Well, it would all start when Obi-Wan would be telling Yoda, Qui-Gon made promise. Yoda said the boy will be trained, but not under you, because Obi-Wan didn't finish his training completely, even though they agreed to make him a knight. And they sensed the boy's conflict, anger. So they figured the perfect teacher would be none other than Mace Windu. He was a very powerful Jedi, and he could channel both the dark and light side, and he had a special lightsaber for him. So the boy would come to Mace Windu on the first day. Mace Windu did not like Anakin, mainly because he was jealous of his abilities, and at first he didn't show much to Anakin. He didn't really care for him. He would train him, he would make his assignments extremely difficult. Anakin started to dislike him a lot. Months passed. Mace Windu was not giving him enough attention, and it was starting to frustrate Anakin so much that he went to Master Yoda. Yoda understood and was kind of disappointed at his apprentice, Mace Windu. So he would go and talk to him, and Mace Windu would share his true feelings, and Yoda would tell him how he would feel if he was Anakin, and Anakin was bossing him around. Mace Windu thought for a second. He started to realize. He decided to give Anakin a chance. He would train him properly. He would make him a very powerful Jedi. So the real training would begin. Mace Windu would start teaching him the basics of the Force. Anakin was learning quickly and started to like Mace Windu more. And the more Mace Windu started to accept Anakin and let him be himself, the more Mace Windu started liking Anakin. And they had a great respect for one another, even rivaling that of the respect of Obi-Wan and Anakin and the Chancellor and Anakin. This was Anakin's second father. Qui-Gon was his first. He knew that no one could replace Qui-Gon, but Mace Windu was as close as the father he could get, closer to Obi-Wan. Mace Windu knew that if Obi-Wan trained him, then the boy would be extremely arrogant. Sure, Anakin was still arrogant, but not as arrogant. He could channel both the dark side and light side. And unlike other Jedi, Mace Windu would let Anakin choose, and would let Anakin control his feelings. He wouldn't make Anakin always follow the Jedi code. The more Mace Windu got to know Anakin, the more rebellious he became, and the more he started to understand Anakin. He would not allow Anakin to see the Chancellor because he was suspicious of the Chancellor. Anakin was super powerful compared to him in Episode 2. In Episode 2, he was extremely powerful, but not as powerful. Now he was as powerful as Revenge of the Sith Anakin. And Revenge of the Sith Anakin was extremely powerful. And he would learn to love Form 7. It was close to Form 5. Very aggressive, but Anakin could challenge his feelings. And yeah, it was a perfect form for him. And he was one of the only people Mace Windu taught. He only taught his apprentices and a few other people. Palpatine was not happy. He was extremely frustrated. He could barely see Anakin, and Mace Windu was making him very powerful. He needed Anakin, one way or another. But Anakin was growing more powerful every day. He couldn't just send someone to kidnap him. He needed a plan, but he couldn't think of anything. He had the clone army getting ready, but Padme didn't come yet. He needed to think of something, because this was just a few months before the Clone Wars started. He needed to rush Padme here, first he thought. So Padme soon came, and her ship exploded. Basically everything would happen except instead of Obi-Wan and Anakin, Palpatine would say, well, why not someone familiar, like Anakin and Mace Windu, because Palpatine knew that Padme did not have feelings, but Anakin had feelings at this point, and they knew each other. So, yeah, Anakin looked at her, and he would basically try that horrible flirting from episode 2. Episode 2 was good, but Padme and Anakin's relationship was, that was poorly taken. Anyway, yeah, and Mace Windu would not yell at Anakin like before. He would start laughing, because Mace Windu started to grow a little more happy, because he only smiled like maybe once or twice throughout the prequels. I know he smiled in episode 3. Maybe he smiled in episode 2 when Padme came. But I think it was only like once or twice. And, yeah, he would talk to Anakin later. Mace Windu would ask Anakin about his feelings. And Anakin spilled the beans. He said that he liked Padme Amidala. And unlike Obi-Wan, who told him to bury his feelings, Mace Windu said he should embrace it. And it's his choice in the end. He can't make decisions for him forever. Anakin was happy, and he didn't want to express it at first because they just met, and basically Anakin had to guard Padme, and Mace Windu had to find the assassin. The horrible flirting in episode 2 would happen, and almost everything except Mace Windu would capture Jango Fett, and he would talk to Padme and Anakin, and he would privately ask Padme how she felt about Anakin, and she would tell him, but didn't want to jeopardize his future. Mace Windu said he would keep this a secret and wouldn't tell anybody, and Padme said okay, she was in love with Anakin because of Naboo. I don't know how, but maybe the genocide riz, but who knows? Anakin and Padme soon got married, and Mace Windu attended, along with the 2 droids. Mace Windu had grown close to R2 and was growing closer to C-3PO. Mace Windu was also helping Anakin because his mother had just passed away, and would help Anakin control his feelings. Now Palpatine was worried. He thought that this would drift Anakin further from the Jedi, but no, it did not. Mace Windu was there. He knew it was not time for Order 66. He needed full trust of the Senate. He had to think of something. He couldn't kill Padme because Mace Windu would be there to help Anakin. He needed to think of something. Maybe take out Windu? That was the perfect idea. It was one of the first missions, and Mace Windu was sent to capture General Grievous, but there would be a twist. The trap was set by Palpatine, and he made Dooku stay with General Grievous, and he took Asajj Ventress. This would be very difficult for Mace Windu. He would soon be there. Palpatine wanted Mace Windu to be a little tired, so he made Mace Windu fight the droids. It was easy for Mace Windu, but then the real problem came. Mace Windu would fight bravely. Palpatine did not want to kill Mace Windu, but Mace Windu was very, very powerful, but so was Count Dooku. Mace Windu would easily kill Asajj Ventress and General Grievous. They would give a little bit of a fight, but Mace Windu could easily overpower them. All that was left was Count Dooku. Count Dooku was very powerful, the best user of Form 2, and Mace Windu was the best user of Vapod, or probably one of the only people who used Vapod. The duel would be very, very intense, but eventually Mace Windu would overpower Count Dooku because he used Shatterpoint on him. And Mace Windu was very, very sad. He cut down his former friend. Palpatine couldn't wait anymore. He had to do Order 66. He had enough control of the Senate, he thought. So, he gave the order, execute Order 66. The clone's objective is not to kill Anakin, but the other Jedi. Specifically Mace Windu. That's who Palpatine wanted the most. So, he ordered all the clones to go and kill Mace Windu. Mace Windu just got back. He was exhausted. he went to Anakin and told Anakin everything. Anakin was shocked, but then he sensed something. Multiple clones were coming through the door. Mace Windu and Anakin took them down. He didn't know what was going on. But then Mace Windu sensed the Chancellor. He was growing darker, stronger. They went to go check it out. Soon they got there, and as soon as they got there, Sidious, or Palpatine, whatever you want to call him, shot lightning at Mace Windu and asked Anakin to join him. Mace Windu was knocked out because he was overexhausted, so Anakin would be on his own. He would say no, and then Palpatine would say, as soon as I'm done with you, I will go kill Padme." And at this, Anakin got so frightened, and the fear was building up. Palpatine smiled. He could sense the fear. So he would try to manipulate Anakin one more time. "Join me." Anakin was hesitant. He didn't want him. He knew that he was probably not ready, and his master was lying on the floor, unconscious. He didn't know what to do. But eventually he said no, because Mace Windu taught him better. He knew not to accept the dirty separatist or Sith Lord, and he would turn on his lightsaber, and Sidious would turn on his and start laughing. Anakin was a master in Vapod right now, and Palpatine was a master in all 7 forms. But he didn't know about Vapod, because that was a variant Mace Windu made up. Mace Windu was starting to wake up, but he just started. He was exhausted, and he was in pain. Anakin was fighting Palpatine. He was not a master at Shatterpoint yet. He was still learning, but he was evenly matched with Palpatine, and Palpatine was getting scared for a moment, and then until he found Anakin's weakness, he cut one of Anakin's fingers off. It hurt so much. Blood was coming all over Anakin's dress. Mace Windu woke up, saw his apprentice, and was scared for him. Scared for himself. He didn't know who was more powerful, the exhausted Mace Windu and the amputated and the fingerless Anakin, or the unlimited power Palpatine. Palpatine started to laugh until he saw Grandmaster Yoda. Yoda sensed that his apprentice and Anakin were in danger, or Padawan. And Yoda started to duel. He told Anakin and Mace Windu to rest. He started to duel Palpatine. Palpatine was a little tired from Anakin, but he thought he could beat Yoda. They started fighting. But as you know, Yoda would have won in Episode 3 if it wasn't for his grip strength problem. And this time, he would finish the job, kill Sidious. Anakin got a new finger, and he told the Jedi about his marriage. They accepted it because he was Mace Windu's student, and he was the chosen one-ish. And Mace Windu, well, he was there for Anakin, became his children's godfather. Well, he should be more like a grandparent, but yeah, whatever. That's it for today.